Now shifting our focus to some other updates coming in, and this is what we're picking up by the means of sources telling CNN News 18. There is going to be trouble for Jharkhand Chief Minister as the EC has now recommended Hemant Soren's disqualification. So the EC has made a recommendation to disqualify. This is as far as the Office of Profit case is concerned. There is going to be trouble mounting as far as the Jharkhand Chief Minister is concerned. We'll try and connect with my colleague in just a bit. But as of now, what we're picking up by the means of sources is that the EC, the Election Commission, has now recommended as far as a case for disqualification is concerned for Hemant Soren. So trouble will be mounting and a lot of questions will be raised against the Chief Minister of Jharkhand as well. This is as far as I pointed out, the EC recommending a case for disqualification as of now. Our political editor, Marya Shakil, is now joining us on the broadcast. Marya, just talk to us about what you're picking up as far as the case for disqualification is concerned.
Yes, so the case before the Election Commission was that is this a violation of Representation of People's Act, and is the Chief Minister guilty of Office of Profit? Remember, the last date of hearing at the Election Commission was 18th, and thereafter the Election Commission was to submit its recommendation to the governor. What we are being told by the sources is that in that sealed envelope which has been submitted to the governor of Jharkhand, Election Commission has said that Hemant Soren is guilty of Office of Profit, which means he will be losing his MLA chair, which means he will be disqualified as an MLA because of the mining lease case. So what really is this Section 9 of Representation of People's Act that we are looking at? It essentially says that this disqualification for government contracts. Remember, the charge against the current Jharkhand Chief Minister is that when he was the mining minister, he gave lease as the mining minister to people close to him, and hence he used his office, which is the MLA, the minister's office, for profit of people close to him, which is violation of Representation of People's Act. Just to say that, just to read it for the benefit of our viewers, it says, disqualification for government contracts, a person shall be disqualified if and for so long as there subsists a contract entered into by him in the course of his trade or business with the appropriate government for the supply of goods. In this particular case, it is being seen that Hemant Soren has been found guilty, and hence it is now trouble for the Jharkhand government. What will be the next course of action? What will be the road ahead? That remains to be seen. But to put this in context further in terms of politics, Hemant Soren-led Jharkhand government has the numbers. They are 6 to 7 MLAs, more than the current strength of the halfway mark in the Jharkhand Assembly. So Hemant Soren has the numbers. Last week, he, along with RJD and other MLAs of the Congress, there was a meeting that was chaired by him, the legislature party meeting, in which circumstances were discussed, options were discussed if there is an adverse judgment. What sources close to Hemant Soren are telling us now is that options are available before the Chief Minister, where he will be filing a special leave petition in the Apex Court challenging the Election Commission's order, which will happen perhaps in the next 48 hours, which would essentially mean that he would have enough time to look at his political options. But does it mean that because he has lost his MLA chair, what does it mean next in terms of will he be disqualified permanently, or has the Election Commission essentially said that he cannot continue as an MLA from the present constituency that he represents? So there are several questions that remain unanswered. The governor of Jharkhand, who was presently in Delhi, has flown back to Ranchi because this is a constitutional crisis that has erupted now in the state because of the Chief Minister now losing his chair because of being found guilty in Office of Profit.
Correct. So, Marya, as you said, a disqualification is on the cards. Before we talk to you about what are the political options and what are the kind of conversations that have already begun, just for the benefit of our viewers, give us a backdrop of how long back this case dates back as far as the mining lease case is concerned.
Yes, so this is essentially a case for 0.88 acres in Angara block of Ranchi. And the documents related to this show that, Madhu Koda was the Jharkhand Chief Minister then, and Soren was awarded the lease in 2008. Hemant Soren got the lease for 10 years. The lease expired in May 2018. It was not renewed, also declared as part of Soren's nomination papers for the 2019 elections as well. So Hemant Soren had surrendered this particular lease in February 2022 as the opposition had raised the matter. But because it continued to be with him, this particular mining, and we have seen the raids that were conducted by the investigating agencies against people close to the Chief Minister, it was only a matter of time that when this case would take this form, when it was before the Election Commission, if there would be an adverse judgment, the Chief Minister will have to be disqualified. So this is what it's all heading towards. The letter that has been said, essentially it's an sealed envelope recommendation sent by the Election Commission to the governor, and the governor will be informing the Assembly Speaker, the Jharkhand Assembly Speaker, as to what should be done next. If Hemant Soren has been disqualified, and all information that is coming from the sources is that the Election Commission has recommended disqualification, which means that he cannot continue as an MLA.
Marya, I apologize.